Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. In this video I've got something which is 3D printing related, and it's the Creality Raptor. This is a handheld 3D scanner which you can use to reproduce parts. Maybe if you want to know the exact dimensions or you want to 3D print them, you can use this handheld scanner to scan it in, edit it, measure it, print it, whatever you want. It's got a blue laser and also infrared. The infrared is less accurate than the blue laser. The infrared can go up to 1/10 of a millimeter, which is still pretty accurate, of course. But the blue laser can go all the way up to 2/100 of a millimeter accuracy. But it does need to have these markers. These markers I 3D printed. You can put them around the object that you want to scan, and then it knows its position during scanning. It is pretty lightweight, 372 grams, so not very heavy. The blue laser can scan up to 60 frames per second, and the infrared 30 frames per second. But you do need to have a solid PC for this with a good GPU. Yeah, I think in this video I will do the unboxing, so I'll show you everything which is included with this kit, and I also will connect it and do some scanning and even some 3D printing of the part that we scanned. So that's up in this video. If you like it, let me know, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and let's start with the first thing, is unboxing this scanner. So let's do a quick unboxing to show you what is included with this set. As you can see, it comes in a pretty sturdy case. They clearly copied Pelly. This is not an official Pelly case, but it's still very solid. So nice protected on the inside. You've got the hand scanner, the heart of the machine. It's got all the sensors over here, also a camera for the color mapping, which you can do with this scanner. Then what did they have? This is the power adapter. As you can see, you can choose the different adapters for this. So depending on the country you live in, you can put this on. This is the cable, the USB cable. It's a USB A to USB-C, but this one has screws, so you can fixate it to the scanner, which is nice. So it will not disconnect during scanning. Let me remove this top foam. Then you've got this one. These are the adapters, the connectors for the adapter. So for us, I will be using this one, but you can also do for America, UK and other countries. So it's nice that they included this. Then we've got a user manual, nice and colorful, everything which is included, and also how to operate and calibrate the units. Then we've got this bag. Let me see what's inside. The service cards in Chinese and English. We've got a nice cleaning cloth for the lenses. An adapter for USB-C to USB-A. If you want to connect it to a computer which does not have USB-A, you can use this adapter. Then we've got these markers which are included, the stickers. You have two sizes. Let me show you. You've got the larger ones and the smaller one. Let me put this on. So if you want to scan an object, for instance this adapter, and you want to use the blue laser, you can put these ones over this, all over the adapter, and then you can scan it. Or you can use these ones like I printed. You can reuse them and then scan like this. You can get these stickers on Amazon or other shops if you want to have additional stickers. So that's nice. Then we have this calibration plate. This is a glass plate. You need to calibrate this machine before you start using it, or also over time probably you can recalibrate it using this plate. And then we've got a scanning mat. This is like looks like a silicone mat. You can put the stickers on here and then you can reuse it. But I'm using this turntable. I think it's more convenient. You can put the object on there and then use the markers and then scan it like this using the table. So that's everything which is included with this set. Nice and complete kit. Again, it is a nice and solid case. So you can take it with you and you don't need to be worried about damaging your scanner. Next up, I will connect the scanner, remove all these protective foils, connect it to my computer, do the initial calibration, and then we can start scanning some objects. So I've connected the scanner to the computer, so the USB-A is in here, the power goes into this connector, so that's nice because then you only have one cable going to the scanner. You don't need to connect the power as well over here, so that's more convenient. There are several buttons on the scanner itself, 2 buttons for zooming in, zooming out, also the brightness control, and also the scanning on and off. The nice thing is, you can see this one is green, but it's a multicolor LED, so it will indicate whether you are too far away or too close to the object during scanning. So that's nice, so you don't need to watch the screen all the time. If you get familiar with these colors, you can just use the indication to scan everything. Also some nice bumpers over here. If you want to put it down, it makes it a little bit more solid and sturdy. Next I will show you the software and we can do the first calibration. So I've swapped computers. This is a more powerful computer. This is an AMD Ryzen 7 CPU and also RTX 2060 GPU. So it's a little bit more beefy than the other one. So let me open the software. It's called Creality Scan 4. The first screen you'll see, you can ignore. There's some information. And then this one you can click if you want. It will tell you how to connect everything. You can see nice and visible. But I've already connected this one, so I will skip it. Then I can go to the calibration option. I need to scan this QR code using the camera. So let me say scan QR code. Let me see, over here. Now it recognizes the calibration sheet. It says up, so I need to point this up. And I can start the calibration. You just need to follow the instruction on the screen. So move it up exactly as on the screen. Let me see, like this. It's a bit getting used to in beginning, but you'll get the hang of it pretty soon, I guess. And that's it. Now let me see what my score will be. It's calibrating and it will also reboot the scanner. Almost ready. It says I've got a score of, let me see, 98.3, so I think that's sufficient. Now I can go to a new scan. Let me call it test 1. And I've got the home screen. On the home screen you can choose between the infrared laser or the blue laser. You can choose point cloud, global marker, so you can record these markers and use this as a reference. You can set the resolution. It's based on the speed of your machine, of course. And then you can enable color mapping, so it will use the camera to record the actual color. So let's say I'm scanning my face. It will also incorporate the color of my face. Let me see, preview. You can do a preview of the scanning. And the nice thing is, this button, you can use this button to start a preview and also the actual recording. And on this button you can see different colors, so it will tell you if you are too far away or too close. So based on the color you know exactly if you are on the correct distance. You can also see this on the screen itself. It will tell you blue is too far away, red is too close, and then green is perfect. So I think we can start with the first scan. I will use this turntable. Let me put this away to do the first scanning. And I will use the blue laser. So I will use the markers. I can just turn this manually and then record all the data points. So let's do this next. So let's start a first scan. Let's say you've got two of these remotes and you're missing one of these. So you want to reproduce this one. I will do a scan from the top and also from the bottom. Then I will use the software to align both sides, so you got one part. Let me start the scan. So I will say new scan. I will use the blue laser, and I will use this turntable to record all the data points. When I press this one, it will start scanning. So you can see the lines appear, and then you can see on the screen. Let me start it. Here we go. You will see it's starting to build up the model. If they are yellow, it's not completely scanned yet. If they are blue, solid blue, that means then all the points are recorded and it's fully scanned. So you can see it builds up pretty quick. You can also move around. You can see now it's too far away. Now it's optimal. You can also press this button if you want to zoom in. So you can go a little bit like so. So you can get the edge of it. Over here you can see there's still some yellow. So let me scan this one, move it around a little bit to build up all the data points. I can zoom in a little bit further if I want. You can see there's missing some points on the front. So let me move this up and down. Let me zoom out a little bit. Here we go. So it is pretty quick. And then again, it also depends on the power of your notebook or your PC. So the frames per second will be adjusted based on the specs. So let's say for this example, this is okay. I still see some yellows on the sides, but you can get rid of this once you scan the other side. So let me say okay. I can also have a look, so I can zoom in, I can rotate it. You can even see the Samsung logo. And let's say this is okay. So I will say finish. And then I will remove all the blue pieces that I don't want. So you can easily do this by zooming in, then tilt it horizontal like this. Then I can press the shift key and I can delete all these lines. So let me delete all this. Delete it. Let me also delete everything that I don't need. So all these blue pieces I can delete. Also on the other side I can do this. And of course, if you are more accurate, then the result will also be better. But for this example, you can see I've now cut away all the other parts. And I will say OK. And then I will say one-click process. One-click process, the software will do everything for you. So that's the most convenient way of getting the model. And once this is ready, I will also scan the other side. So I will turn this and I will do another scanning. Let me wait till this is finished. It's color mapping. You can hear the fan spin, so it's really using a lot of power. Here we go. So he scanned it. I will say scan, new scan, and I will scan the other side. So let me press the button again and start the scanning. And again, you can see how quickly he builds up the whole scan. Let me zoom in a little bit. I need to scan here. And you can just move it around. Try to stay in the green. I can zoom in. I can see here on the top. I can still see some yellow. Also here. Let me move it around a little bit. And the sides are more difficult, but you can always scan the side as well. You can just get multiple scans and combine them into one. But for this example, I will only scan the top and the bottom. Let me zoom out a little bit. And I think, let me get it here. Let me get a little bit like this. I think it's okay, so let me press the button. Let's have a look. I think that's okay for this example, so I will say finish. Again, I will remove all the parts that I don't need, so let me zoom in a little bit. Let me tilt it a little bit like this, and I can just remove everything that I don't need. Delete it. Make sure I will delete all these parts. And also on this side. Then I will get over here. And again, the more accurate you will do this, the better the model will look. But I think for this it's okay, so I will press OK. And then I can do the one-click process again. And once this is ready, I've got the bottom and I've got the top. And I will align these pieces, so you will get one piece which will show both sides. And I will do the manual alignment. That means you need to select 3 points on both items which will align on each other. And then he knows exactly how to align it. And this works pretty well. So let me show you this. It's almost ready. So here we go. You can see it's a pretty accurate scan. You can even see the label which is on there. This label you can see. Now let me do the alignment. I will say manual align. So what you need to do is you need to first align it in the same position. So this is the top and this is the bottom. Let me see. Yep, like so. Let me turn it a little bit. Now I can hold the shift key and I can select 3 points. So I will select this one. This will match up with this side. I will select this one. And I will select this one. So now I will press align. And it should auto align both parts. And as you can see, now I've got one part which got both sides. Let me say exit and I will say meshing. I will leave this as standard. I can do high, but I will say apply. And it will smooth out every part of the model. You can also select the automatic hole fixing. So if there's a hole, it will fix it. But let me show you what I've got now in just a quick and simple, a few simple steps. I've got a nice and very detailed scan. You can see both sides. You can see the Samsung logo. And also on the other side, this one you can clearly see the little imprints. You can see if I rotate this one, let me see. Over here you can see some imprints. So this is a very accurate scan. As you can see, also the texture on this part. So now you could export it to an STL file, and then you can import this one into your 3D slicer software, and then you can 3D print this part. So even as a beginner like myself, with some few simple steps and the automatic option in the software, you can create, reproduce this part with almost zero effort. So next let me scan something which is more detailed, like this joystick. I will start with scanning the global markers because I've repositioned them. So let me scan these ones. Here we go. Should be 84 in total. You can see it's 73, 84 right now. So let me now select the point cloud. He will ask me if I want to complete the global markers, and I want to do this. Now I will place this one in here and I will do the scanning. It will take a little bit more time, but I can always speed up the video. And I will scan it from both sides. So I really want to have the top and also a little bit on the side, so I can combine multiple scans. And you can see when you lose the markers, you cannot see the markers, you will lose the laser lines. I can zoom in a little bit so I can see it a little bit better. Let me pause it. You can see the shiny parts, and especially the blue button. It's difficult to record it, probably because of the blue laser, but let me see if I can get it. So the green button is building up just fine, but the blue button is a little bit more difficult, as you can see. So now it's ready. You can see it's not perfect. There are some parts that I did not correctly scan. You can see a little bit of a hole here, and you can see the blue button indeed is a little bit deformed. Also this one, but in general, the geometry of this controller, I think he scanned it very nice. So I'm pretty happy with this result. If you want to do, let's say you want to create something for in your drawer, you want to make something where you can put your controller in, you can use this to have the exact measurements, and then based off of this scan, you can create this, this part. So I think it's a pretty nice scan. All the fine detail, as you can see. Let me zoom in. You can see here the imprints. You can see the texture. So I think he did a very good job. Also the holes over here, you can see it's difficult to scan the holes. But yeah, I think that's to be expected. This is just a little bit deeper, difficult to get into. So let me show you, there's another nice option in the software. If you press the edit option, you can edit the scan, and there are some automatic tools in there. For instance, the automatic hole filling. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see here, you can see the yellow parts which are open. Let me click this one. I've set this one to 20 millimeter. Let me do the preview. And it will turn red, the parts that it can automatically fill. So let me see what it does. So now you can see the red parts. So if I press OK, you can see it automatically filled these holes. I'm not sure if this is maybe too large. Let me see if I can set this to 40. Do a preview. If it can also fill this hole. And it can. You can see all these lines, it will automatically fill. So let me say OK. Now it automatically filled all these holes. You can see this one. And this is not perfect, of course. You can see it just generated some parts. But this can really help if you want to print it, because there cannot be any gaps. This is a little bit too much, but you can see it's just underneath this button. It's difficult to scan, or maybe I can scan a third and make a third scan, and then do the sides of this. So that could be an option. So that's the one. You can also smoothing. You can smooth it out. Let me see. Simplification. It will reduce the amount of triangles and objects to make it a more simple design. Otherwise the file will be a very large file, and if you don't need this you can just simplify it. So that's also in there. Let me see if I'm going to smooth it. I will put it on high. Let me do a preview. Let's see if I can see any difference. There was some texture on it, so maybe it will smooth out this texture. Almost ready. And I think, let me check, let me reset it. Yeah, you can see a little bit of difference, but not so much. So I think the automatic hole filling for me yeah, is the nicest tool out there from these three. So you can see now everything is filled underneath. Also the buttons are closed. Again, if you just need yeah, the contours of this this controller, if you want to create like a cabinet, or in your drawer you want to put something that you can store it away, so you can use this one to create it. And you don't need to draw it all the way yeah, yourself. So yeah, I think another nice option, the automatic hole filling. So next let's try something fun. Let me see if I can scan my own face. I will use the infrared mode. So I will select the infrared mode. There is a dedicated face option, so I will select this. And it will be a little bit difficult because I'm trying to keep my head still, but also look at the camera to see if I'm still aligned. So let me see how this goes. I will scan it all around and then see what it will look like. So let me see if I can see my face. Like this. Yep, let me start the scanning. Try to keep it in the green. You can already see my face is building up. I can see my hairs, my neck. Let me switch to the other side. Like this. Hold it a little bit further away. And if it's red, it's not okay, so it needs to be green. Let me see if I can... Yeah, now it's green again. You can see it's got some difficulty with my hair. My neck, see if I can... Yep, that's scanned. My ear. So I will just move it around. I will look at the screen. My chin. Do the other side again. Yep. See if I can go on top. You can see that the hair is more difficult. So let me stop. Let me have a look what it looks like. Let me zoom out a little bit. So you can see it's building up pretty well. I've got some parts over here he picked up. So this is not on my face, so it's just in front of it. I can get rid of this later. No, I think I will leave it at this. It's just an example. Let me say OK. And I will finish the scan. And here you can see what I have scanned. Let me get rid of some of these parts. Let me get rid of these ones. Also over here, let me get rid of those. This one I don't need. I've got some parts over here which I don't need. Here. Over here. So just a quick example. Let me remove this part of my neck. I will cut it away until the color. So if you have somebody else scanning you, of course it will be much better, but just to show you what is possible on your own using this scanner. Okay, let me say this is okay. Let me do the fusion. I'm not sure if I enabled the color mapping. I hope so, but I think it was off. So otherwise I will do another scan. I will turn on the color mapping so you can also see the colors of your skin. So I've just finished scanning my head. I did the one-click process again. So everything is done automatically. I see I did capture the color, so the color mapping was on. So it uses this RGB camera to capture the colors. Let me zoom in. You can see, even though I've moved my head, so it's not the sharpest recording, and also there are some openings because I cannot scan around. So, but this is just an example. The detail you can achieve using the infrared scanner. You don't need any markers for this, so it's a pretty easy scanning method. You can see the hairs on my head are pretty detailed. You can even see, if I zoom in on my ear, you can see some little hairs on my ear. So I think the back of my head, there's nothing there. And again, you can see I moved a little bit. But it is pretty detailed, as you can see. It's a bit strange. I'm thinking about Terminator when I see this image. You can look inside your head. But again, I think it's pretty good result. Of course, you can do more scans all around and then combine them using the automatic alignment feature. That works quite well, I must say. This way, if you would scan your whole body or your whole face, you can create a little mini me. You can 3D print it and then put it on your desk. If you like this, it's not for me, but yeah, I think it's pretty fun to do. And again, it is pretty detailed, as you can see. So I've purchased this little electric turntable for this video. It's battery powered. You can automatically rotate left or right, different speed settings. And I want to see if I can use this for scanning. It comes with these little sheets, so I will use the white one to get the highest contrast. Let me turn it on, like so, and I will put on these markers. I will scan this little clip, and these markers you can 3D print yourself. You can download from certain websites, and then put on the stickers which are included with the scanner. So let me do it like this, and hopefully I will not be needing to move the scanner. So let me start a new scan. Let me say new scan. I will use the blue laser for this one. Let me start the scanning. Let me get this one in the green. And let's see what happens if I just leave it. Let it turn around. I think I do need to move a little bit. But it is easy that it's automatically turning. I also capture the white sheet. And there is an option in the software that you can automatically remove flat surfaces. I'm not sure if I enable this one. I will see if I can do. I still need to scan a little bit because it's not completely blue yet. And I think I need to put on the black sheet, because now I'm also scanning the white one, and it's difficult to see yeah, the flat surface against the black part. But let's just do a test between the white one and the black one to see what the difference is. So let me see if I can lower the scanner a little bit. It's difficult to get on here. Let me see if I can do it like this. Maybe hold it like this, see if that works. Now I can scan this side. Also over here. So let me finish this one. Let's stop this. Let me turn it off, like so. So it is difficult. The white part, you can see. But let me see what it does. Let me remove all these things. Let me select this one. Remove this. And then remove all these parts. Make it a little bit smaller because there's more in here. Like so. Let me remove all these parts as well. Now let me see. All this needs to be gone. Let me remove this as well. And a little bit over here. So now we're left with this. It's not the best scan, as you can see. There's parts missing. So let me do the same one. I will finish this one. I will do a new scan. And I will change this to the black sheet. This one. Put this one on. But I would have expected that it would be more difficult to see the contrast. But let me see. Let me turn it on. Start the scanning. Just to see what happens. Here we go. It's still building up the base. But I think it's not as blue as it was with the white sheet. Let me see if I can get underneath. Also in here. I will try to do a little bit the same as I did with the white sheet. But you can clearly see that the sheet is not turning as blue as it was with the white sheet. Or the bottom, I mean. I think it's too fast. Let me see. Let me slow it down. I think this is better. I need to get in here. Okay, let me stop. Let me turn this off. Let me finish. Let's compare the two. I can clearly see, I can see much less distortion on the bottom. So this is nice. This is easier to get rid of. Let me zoom in a little bit. And I can remove this one. So I feel that using the black bottom is better than using the white one. So you can see, let me remove this. Oh, I removed a little bit. Oh, from this one. Let me get rid of this. Let me zoom this, or turn this, I mean. Get rid of this. There's a little mark over here. Let me. So I think this one turned out much better, as you can see, compared to this one. So when using the white sheet, it was a lot less than when using the black bottom. You can clearly see, let me do the one-click process on both parts, and then I can align them, and then once you start aligning you can see the difference. So I will use this option. So this is the first one. You can see there's a lot missing, and I will do this one. I will also do one-click process. Here we go. There are still some holes over here, but this one looks much better than this one. So let me do the alignment, the manual alignment, so you can compare it. This is the one using the black surface. This is the white one. You can clearly see there is quite some difference in the scan. So it does really matter, what color you use as a bottom, as a base. I didn't expect that, to be honest. I thought when I put it on the white one, there's a large contrast, but this is not how the laser scanner works. So it's nice to see. So next, let's see if I can measure the accuracy. It will be difficult because I'm using standard calipers, and it's difficult to exactly measure this one and then set the measuring points in the software, but let's try. They claim, or they say, an accuracy on the blue laser up to 0.02 millimeters and the infrared up to 0.1 millimeter. I've loaded this scan that we did from this controller into Fusion 360. It looks very nice, as you can see. Let me move it around. You can even see over here, there's a little imprint over here. It's also scanned. You can see where the autofill did his work. But it is a very nice and detailed scan. You can for sure use this to do some modeling. So let me see if I can measure this. Let me first measure this one, the button, like so. And this one is 1.95, I think, 1.95 millimeter. So let me move this. Let me see if I can put it on the side, because I want to do from side to side. So I will select the inspect, and then I will place it over here. Let me switch to the other side, and then place the other one over here. And it was 1.95. This one says 1.86. Let me see if I really set it to the sides, because I measured on the sides. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let me put one over here on the side of the button, and then over here on the side. Let me see if this is correct. I think so. And it is 1.87. So I measured 19.5 millimeters, and this is 18.79 that I measure from this sketch. Let me try something else. Let me see if I can measure from here to here. Let me put it in the middle somewhere. This is 10.2, so 102 millimeters. Let me see if I can move this one. so. And then let me turn it a little bit to the side. Let me put a marker here. And then on the other side as well. Marker here. So it was 102 and this is 101.96. So this is pretty accurate. It's almost 102 millimeters. And again, this is not exact science because I'm using calipers like this. These are not calibrated. And I'm also just eyeballing where to put the measuring tool. But you can see it is pretty accurate so far. Let me do one more. Let me say this one. This is 24.3. 24.3 millimeter. Let me remove this one. Let me rotate it. And then see if I can put it on here. From side to side. 24.3 I said. This is 24.28. So this is 2/100th of a millimeter off. So I would say this is pretty accurate. So that's really nice because you know when you scan this one and use it in, for instance, Fusion 360 to 3D print or to model something off of the scan, it is really accurate. So next, let's see if I can actually reproduce a functional part. I've got a remote controller from a Google TV. I will take off this battery cover. I will put it on here so I can scan it using the blue laser scanner. I will scan both sides, then I will align it, and then I'm gonna 3D print it to see if it will fit on here. So yeah, let's see if this works. So I finished the scanning of the battery cover. Here you can see it in Creality Scan. I think it looks pretty okay. I've also imported it into solid Fusion 360. This is the part. I've exported it to an STL file and now I've imported this one into the Anycubic slicer software and I'm printing it on my Anycubic S1 combo. So once this is ready, I will show it to you and let's see if this will actually fit on the remote controller. So the print is ready. So we went from this part, the battery cover, I scanned it in using the blue laser to this one. So in the Creality Scan, you can see the cover. Then I put it into the slicer, an Anycubic S1 combo. And as you can see, it is exactly the same. There's a little bump in here. I'm not sure if you can see it. I think you can over here. And I can also see this in the print. Let me see if I can show it to you. It's difficult. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice. I printed it with some tree supports because there's of course an overhang over here. And I think the best way is to print this one and then only the overhang. So let me see if it will fit. Let me take it off. Let me see if I can break it off. And I can. Let me get rid of this as well. So it's pretty good bed adhesion. Let me remove the tree support. I can easily remove it, as you can see. And now I've got two parts. Let me see if I can show you this on the camera. So this is the original, this is the copy. Here you can see the little dent, which is also in here. And I think it looks very much the same. So let me see if it will fit. And it does. So that's nice. So now I've got a blue battery cover. I can take it off and clip it on, just like the original. And it does fit. So this is the original part. Take it off. And now I've got a spare part which I can put on. And it will fit exactly on there. So that's pretty cool. So this is just an actual example of what you can do by just reproducing the part using this scanner. And as you can see, it turned out really nice. So let's have a close-up look. This is the original part, the white one, and this is the copy, the print. As you can see, this indent, you can also see it over here. This is nicely printed. On this side you have some latches and also some notches, and these are also in the copy. You can even see these lines in there, these two lines. They are matched exactly in the 3D printed part, and you can even see there's a small little piece over here. You can see it, and it's even scanned and reproduced over here. This one is not in the original part, as you can see, but this is because of the indent on the other side, and it has to do with the thickness of the material. But I am pretty impressed with the result. It only took a couple of minutes to scan this one, and then some time to print it. And I also think the print turned out pretty nice. So the Kobra S1 again did a very good job. But this way you can easily reproduce parts, or for rapid prototyping and things like this, you can use this scanner. Let's also have a closer look at the scanner itself. Let me put these away. From the scanner you can see the lasers, the blue lasers. It's got 7 laser lines at once, so you can really do some quick scanning. As you can see in my video, if you scan for, let's say, 5-6 minutes, already get up to 4 million data points or more, depending on the scan. You can see the camera for the color mapping, the IR. This is a near IR, so it's an NIR. You can do scanning with using the IR without the markers. If you want to do the blue laser, you need markers like this one, so it knows its position at all time. It's got a nice and rubberized grip on it, so it feels pretty solid. It's got these rubber bumpers on both sides, so if you put it on the side, you will not scratch or damage the scanner. It's got a USB cable with thumb screws, so you will not accidentally take out the cable. So that's a nice feature. You can see it's got 2 cables in it, so data and also power. So again, a nice feature. You only have 1 cable going up to the scanner, so no separate power line. It's got a safety leash, so if you put this around your wrist, you will not drop the unit during scanning by accident. It is a pretty expensive scanner. This one is currently about 900 euros for the Raptor, and the Raptor Pro is around 1500 euros. But if you are into rapid prototyping, reverse engineering and things like this, it is really a very nice scanner, and it works great. As you can see in my video, even an inexperienced user like myself can do some easy scanning, especially with the one-click option. And then you can easily create parts like this, original and 3D printed. So this only takes a couple of minutes. Load it into your slicer software and you're done. So I really like that. It's got some buttons on there. This one is to start and pause the scan. It's got a multicolor LED in there, so it will point out if you are too close, too far away, or at the optimal distance. The green is optimal, red is too close, and blue is too far away. It's got 4 other buttons. Let me see. This one is for the brightness control and also contrast, and this one is to zoom out and zoom in during scanning. The minimum scanning distance is 5 mm, and you can all scan all the way up to 2000 mm. So you can really scan far away. If you want to do larger objects like car parts, you can also use this scanner. The blue laser, it goes up to 60 frames per second, and the NIR up to 20 frames per second. You do need to have a good PC with a nice GPU, so you need to have good specs. Otherwise you will have a low frame rate, of course. So next I will use the global markers option for more accuracy. If you go to here to global markers, it will also tell you if you have objects from 250 by 250 by 250. If you want to achieve more accuracy, you can first scan the markers and then use these for the point cloud data recording. So let me select global markers. I will do the scan. And let me start this, and you can see how many markers he will detect. 61, 70, 83. I think in total I've got 84. Yeah, so I've got 84 now, and it doesn't record any markers. So if you put more markers, you can achieve more and higher accuracy, of course. You can also put the stickers on the object itself. But I will say okay. I can export the global markers, so I can use these every time. I've already exported them, so now I can say finish, and I can do another scan and then do point cloud. Let me take this one. Let me take a power tool. Let me start the scanning and let's see what it does. I will start. Let's build up the model. I need to be a little bit closer. It tells me. Here we go. This is optimal. Let me turn it around and see how fast we can fully scan this power drill. This is what it looks like. Let me get rid of all the extra stuff. So, and we are ready. Let me see. Here you can see the scan. You can still see some holes, but it's already pretty accurate, as you can see. So if I were to do another scan from the bottom, I think I would capture most of it. Here you can see the mesh without the color. You can see a really nice detail, the Makita logo, also the texture on the top. Yeah, it is very, very accurate. You can see all the knurling on the head. Also over here, Makita. So I think this is a pretty accurate scan. Here you can see it's matching the colors of the actual drill. You can see the shiny, the white, the blue, the yellow. So it's a pretty nice and accurate scan. Again, I need to record many more points, but it will take a lot more time. And once I scan the bottom, I can combine the two, and then I will get a better scan as well. Again, with pretty minimal effort, you can do some very nice scanning. So what do I think about the Creality Raptor? I think it's a pretty cool device. It is pretty lightweight, weighs just over 370 grams, 372 to be exact. It's got quite some reach. You can see there's a pretty long cable included. And you can also create small scans and also larger scans. So let's say you are in the car business and you need to get a certain part, or you need to get the measurements. You can do many different scans all the way around, and then combine them, stitch them together in the software as I've shown you. And you get one really large 3D model, which is very accurate. Again, the blue laser goes up to 0.02 millimeters accuracy. And the near IR will go up to 0.1 millimeter accuracy. And I did do the measurements, and even with my scans, it was almost spot on. So that's nice. I think it does have, you do need to have a purpose for this one. For most hobbyists, maybe this is not something you would buy, I guess. Especially because it's not very cheap, around 900, I think 900 euros for this one. But if you are into reverse engineering, you've got like a design studio or something like that, I think this one can really help. And again, the software is very easy to use. As a novice like myself, you can just install it, do the calibration, start the scanning, use the one-click process, and off you go. You really got a very nice and detailed scan, which you can use in 3D software like Fusion 360, SolidWorks if you are more professional, or any other design software which uses STL files. So that is really nice. I've shown you also how easy it is to reproduce a part. For instance, this battery cover, I just did a quick scan. I printed it out on the Anycubic S1, and it turned out very accurate, and it will fit without any problem. You can see, just put it on and you've got a nice new cover in a different color. So that is fun to do. I even scanned my own face using the Near IR. It works perfect. Yeah, of course, it's difficult to do it handheld, but if somebody else can do it or you're on a turntable, you really get some very nice and accurate scans. The blue laser does need to have these markers. You can buy these little stickers. They're also included with the set. Many of them, small and large. And this really makes for yeah, a very accurate scan. What more? I think it's nice that it comes in this very sturdy case. It is well protected, so if you are on the road, you need to take it with you. Yeah, you don't need to have to be afraid it will be damaged, because it is again well protected, so that's nice. This is included. Calibration works easy and flawless. Nicely done. You scan this one, it knows exactly what calibration sheet you have, and you do some simple steps and it's calibrated. You do need to have a PC or a computer, notebook, laptop, which has yeah, rather high specs, especially the GPU, because it will ask a lot from your PC, let me call it that way. You can really hear the fan kick in, and it's really collecting all these data points and needs to yeah, take this into its memory. So yeah, maybe that's the downside, but I think if you're using this kind of device, you are already into I think the designing area. You might have a very nice laptop, or maybe a MacBook which has a M2, M3 CPU, I don't know. So I guess this will not be an issue. There's also the Raptor Pro. It's even a higher resolution, I think, but it's 500 euros difference. So around 1500 euros for that one. So you can choose, and they have yeah, other models as well. But I think this is a nice in-between model. Again, very portable, easy to use with the buttons. So if you are into this and you want to use it to reproduce parts, or maybe get exact measurements, this is, I think, a very nice device to use. So with that said, I hope this video was informative. Again, for me, I'm not very used to using these scanners, so if I made a mistake, or maybe you think I could get into more detail, maybe I will post another video. But hopefully you get the nice impression of what you can do with it and the ease of use of this device. If you liked it, let me know, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please give it a hype if you can, if you have the option. It will really help me with the algorithm. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.